I'm sure you've had those moments where you've made the call. You've made a difficult choice and you stand by it. It was the right choice. Maybe it was a termination of someone that had been with you for years. Maybe it was a restructure where someone good landed on the wrong side of the line. Whatever the situation, it was the right choice and you know it. That part's settled, that's done. And yet, there is part of you that is still sat across that desk. So this episode is not about the decision. It is about the thing the decision left behind. So this episode really is for everybody who made that right call and yet still feels like a villain. Hi, I'm Damian and welcome to the Abundance Frequency. Now, this residue from these tough calls, from these tough decisions, does show up at particular times. It can be mid-meeting, the drive home, at 2 a.m, laying in bed, looking at the ceiling. We are replaying the moment, not to check the decision was right. We know the decision was right. It was the right call. But our body is trying to file a feeling, a document that just won't take, it won't settle anywhere. And there's a voice underneath that says, I should be over this by now. That was 2 days ago, 3 days ago, 3 weeks ago. And here we are still going through it. And you know, there is a stranger version. There is an even stranger version of this is when you've let someone go, when you've reprimanded them, they took it well. And you found yourself halfway through the call where they're supporting you. They're saying this was the right choice. They almost sounded relieved. And afterwards, they thanked you. They actually thanked you. And that made it worse. There was no drama. There was no argument, no tension to spend the feeling on, to release it. Now, you've got to know that you're not doing anything wrong. This is a reaction from your nervous system. As far as your mind is concerned, the file is closed. You made the call. It was the right call. Job done. No problem. Unfortunately, the body doesn't feel that way. Because your mind keeps verdicts. It says yes or no. Right choice, bad choice, whatever. But your body keeps emotional weight. And these two things, they work differently. They measure differently. And being right doesn't lighten the emotional weight. In some ways, it makes it worse. Now, let me be clear. We're not talking about guilt here. This is not about feeling that you made the wrong choice or a bad choice, because you know that's not true. You made the right choice, but it's the cost of being the one who's carried it out, of the one that made that call and dealt with it. And where this really sits wrong is because there's nothing to do with it. There's nothing to do with that feeling. There's no release. You are, by your very position, a fixer. You make things work. You make things happen. And here we are with this situation where there isn't a release. So you end up turning it inward just to get a grip so you can handle things. But the truth is you don't need to get a grip. You just need to let your body finish carrying what it was doing. This mark is the cost of not going numb, of not switching off completely emotionally to the people around you. Because if you did that, when you'd feel nothing when you had to make that call, which means there's no value to people. And that's the wrong place to be. That's not a good place. So that means, all of this means that you are the right person in the chair. You really are. You are in the job for the right reasons. So just for a moment, let's stop talking for a moment. Let's stop explaining. And let's actually do something that moves it, that shifts it. You don't need to lie down. Just sit comfortably. It's perfect. Just soften your gaze if you're driving or walking. You just need a couple of minutes, that's all. So take a nice gentle breath in and release it slowly. Now, just for a moment, we're going to replay that meeting. Just once. So just bring your attention back to the room, back to that meeting. Just lightly touching it, don't rebuild it. And then let the image go. Notice how the picture thins and drifts. And notice the feeling it leaves behind. That feeling is what we're going to work with today. Not the meeting, the feeling it left. So just for a moment, just notice the edges around the room without moving your eyes. Just let your gaze expand a little, up and down, side to side, taking the corners of the room. That's it. Now, I'd like you to notice where that residue from the meeting feels the strongest. Just in your body. And let your attention drift there now. Just let it be felt, the space around it. Now, I'd like you to notice anywhere in your body that feels at ease, calm, collected. And let your attention drift there now, just resting. Now, I'd like you to move your attention between the two spots, between where that residue lives and that place of ease. Just noticing how they both can live within your body. Both have the space. Just move your attention there now. Just let whatever's there be there. Good. Then flick your eyes. Welcome back. You'll notice that nothing changed about the decision. The decision is still right, and you would make it again given the choice. But the weight is more bearable. It's not gone. It's just your body catching up with your mind. Because it didn't have a release, because there was no exit for the energy, for the negative emotion. It's given it a place to calm down, to ease. Next time it returns, do nothing with it. It will ease, it will relax. Yeah, that right call and the real weight you feel in your body, they're both true. They don't cancel out each other. This is living with the feeling after making the right call, without tension, without bracing. You know, a lot of what we do on this podcast is about using somatics to release negativity, to release situations, to help cope with things better in work and business. But there is so much more to somatics than just that, where you can actually use somatics to transform your life, to transform your relationship with your nervous system, so it becomes a power tool. It becomes your best friend, your greatest ally, not the negative hindrance that most people view it as. Now, if you'd like to explore this further, I've created the 3-day reset. It's an audio course, very straightforward. It's free. There's no pressure here. There's no sales technique. You know, this is something so you can explore deeper with somatics, because that's the point of this podcast, is that you can explore somatics and learn that your nervous system can actually be transformed into something for positive, which is a good thing. So just take a breath for a moment, and when you're ready, I will see you inside the 3-day reset. But until then, this episode is done, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode.